All right, so today we're gonna be doing a water pump on the 99 Corvette. It's been starting to have some leaking issues with it. Haven't really had problems with overheating at all, just especially since now it's been like lately cold. But I want to take this out on a road trip soon, and I don't want to like risk it on the side of the road. And already, I've only let this car sit, or I want to say a couple hours. It's already got a little bit of coolant leaking out. Just double check that. Yeah, that's a little orangey. So yeah, that'll be for today. See how this goes. All right, so basically the whole order of operations here is you want to remove the air intake plenum, then possibly the throttle body. I could see if I could get away with it, but I probably might have to undo it anyways. Tension pulley is not too bad. Remove the belt first, and then drain the coolant. So probably the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and drain the coolant, and then go from there. Gonna let that drain for just a minute. Okay. As we wait for that to drain, because it's still going, I'm probably going to go ahead and start taking out the belt and all the other accessories going along with it. So let's just get started on that. All right, so quick update. I went ahead, took off the belt, took off the tensioner. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the hose and then start unbolting all the bolts here. 3 hoses here, 3 hoses here. I can see a few bolts, and I think there's a few more on the other side. But yeah, we're almost getting there. Whew. So I don't know if you can tell, but I struggled a little bit trying to get this piece off of the air intake. I was trying to get this connector off the throttle body, but I didn't want to mess it. You know, 90s cars, connectors are easy to break, so I just safely put on a rag and just kind of off to the side. So yeah, I tried to get away with not doing the throttle body, and kind of can't. Like, if you really want to, you could, but there's not enough space and you're just working in the dark. And I didn't think it was worth doing that risk. What's an extra few minutes just to at least like have the chance to strip a bolt. So I went ahead and just took it off. Definitely do that. I noticed that this intake is kind of dirty. So on the other side, like really bad. And it is a K&N one. And it's nice, it's carbon fiber. Did not know that. And that grommet is kind of worn out. So that's probably the next step. Once I'm done here, I'm gonna take this air filter out, clean that out, get that nice and clean. But for now, since we're at the nitty gritty, I just have to unbolt 3 bolts here. The other 3 are already undone on the other side. So do that and then we'll move on. So I have right here the old water pump and as well as the new water pump. So I've noticed that the pump itself seems okay. The general assembly is all right. It just seems that from what I'm seeing from the bolts here, these are all the lower bolts that are kind of mounted underneath there. I have it backwards, but they're all rusted out just a bit. It's mostly these three that, if I remember, they were all from the bottom bolts. So it seems that really these gaskets here is what was going bad. Now I probably could just replace the gaskets itself, but then this pump is eventually going to go out, and this isn't a very serviceable pump. You can't really take the impeller out, or the pulley out. I'm sorry, you can't take the pulley out. And here's like the brand new one. This is an AC Delco with the gold premium. Basically identical, same thing. I do like that this is serviceable, so I can just pull this out, this guy out, everything like that. So everything matches up to a T. Just some few slight adjustments, but it's not anything like can't install. It's just there's this little lip here, so I can take the pulley out if I need to service it and everything like that. So yeah, it's kind of a shame that, you know, I probably could keep this one longer, but then I'll have to do the job again, you know, eventually. So new water pump, AC Delco special. We'll keep trucking along, you know, really clean, really pristine, everything like that. So yeah, and I went ahead, yeah, I just took the old cover out. There was kind of no need. I just wanted to see what was inside, really. And because no one really showed this online, but yeah, there's the inside of that propeller. And yeah, I just know that these gaskets, yeah, like seems like it was leaking down there, and then I probably assume it was leaking here. Yeah, it was leaking down here. Yeah, a little update there. All right, so we got the water pump off. Yeah, there was definitely some leakage going on over here. Not a lot of oil leaks. It was very minimal stuff, so I think we could just go ahead and get it passed. I don't want to get into that whole while I'm in there. Slippery slope. Just want to stay focused on what we were meant to do. I already cleaned up this gasket. I already cleaned up the next one, so then about the next footage, I'm going to do my best to finesse the new water pump over there in that guy. So I got the new water pump on. It was a little challenging because I had to get these 3 bolts and those 3 bolts lined up together with the gasket to make sure that everything lines up like it should and whatnot. It all looks really solid. Trying to get it out, I did have one issue. The bolt basically collided with the ABS module. So one of those bolts there, pulling it out, and that was a bit of a headache. So to avoid that, I just tried to put them all in as it goes in. I did drop that one gasket a little bit, but I managed to recover it. But not too bad. I think before I move anywhere else, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and try and fix the intake that I mentioned earlier, just because it's gonna take a while for it to dry. So while I wash that, clean everything out, that should be able to dry out on time. We can get this car going again. All right, so just about got everything back on. I have the throttle body back. I'm about to plug everything back in. I also put together all the hoses, so they're all glued and tapped together. I think I went ahead and replaced the grommet down here that was cracking like crazy. And I didn't really wash this. I just aired it out, so I don't have to worry about it drying or having water come in the engine. Especially it was mostly just dust and loose dirt. But yeah, all that's left is really just plugging intake, filling her up with coolant, and we're good. All right, so now we're bleeding the system. I don't really see any leaks. I don't see any like weird behavior. It's just car's just heating up. I think that was just from the initial pour out. I'm probably gonna clean this up, make sure it doesn't get dirty again. Let me check coolant level. Coolant level seems normal so far. So yeah, let me just go ahead and clean the other side and make sure we don't have more leaks. All right, Corvette's great now. It's not overheating. Got to 195, no issue. I don't see any leaks, no bubbles in the system, no nothing. So we should be set to go. I'm gonna take a test ride, but yeah, it was a pretty fun project. It's really not that bad. I can't really think of any like gremlins that this water pump gave me. But yeah, save for a spin.